Hello, readers. Just a quick little note before the episode starts. We had a little bit of a microphone snafu, so the episode will end a little abruptly, but just know that you really didn't miss much other than us going on and on about how much we love this book. So we apologize for the mistake, and going forward, hopefully we'll pay more attention to our microphones. So if we notice them dying, we don't have this problem again. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Welcome, readers, to another episode of the Bougie Book Pod. We are actually back faster than I thought we would be.
Me too.
I am really surprised. The super mom hero over there, Kira, is back in action.
Of course, this is when she hits like her first developmental leap and things like kind of went downhill. I was like, great.
Just when you were confident enough to have some time to do this.
But that's okay.
That's what babies do, though. But we are back, and this week we are going to be talking about Throne of Glass, and I'm so excited to finally get into this series. I personally am not done with this series yet. I have 3 books left, and I've been taking my time getting to the tandem read because I've been reading it on my iPad. But usually when I love a book and I finish it, I will physically hug it. And I've been doing that with my iPad. I've just loved it so much. I've been telling my boyfriend all the plots of the stories, and he really could care less. But God bless him, he listens to me talk about certain people and how much I love this story. And I cannot get enough. And I know these last 3 books are big books.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready to be done with this world, as chaotic as the world is.
I know.
And how scary I am for things to happen. I thought I loved ACOTAR, and I thought Fourth Wing was my better than ACOTAR, and now I'm like, this is the ultimate. So super excited to get into this series. SarahJMaas.
Yes.
Probably the queen, the fantasy queen right now. Throne of Glass introduces us to the character Celaena. Did I say that right? Celaena Sardothien. I'm sorry, listen. Let's just get this out of the way.
There's so many names.
I know people are very big on the pronunciation of these names, and I tried to look some of them up.
I listened to them 10 minutes ago and I already forgot.
Immediately forget them.
Yes.
And so I just go with my heart. Okay? I go with my heart, and I know there are some true hardcore people out there, and I do not mean to offend you, but this is what we're saying, okay? So Throne of Glass introduces us to Celaena Sardothien, an infamous teenage assassin who's been imprisoned in the salt mines of Endovir,
I think.
But when the crown prince offers her a chance of freedom by competing to become the king's champion in a brutal competition, Celaena must fight for her survival while navigating deadly court politics, growing rivalries, and an ominous ancient evil lurking within the castle walls. So what begins as a fight for freedom soon spirals into something far bigger as Celaena discovers that her destiny might be far more powerful and more dangerous than she ever imagined. This is the first book in a series of amazing books. Dark secrets, magical mysteries, super slow burn romance.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even consider it a romance at all. I mean, there are some moments, but you don't need it. It's totally not needed. It is a fierce female empowerment series. And it's not just Celaena. As you go through the books, we meet so many badass, awesome women.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I love most about this series, I think.
And I feel like the men are amazing. They're powerful too, but the men don't overshadow the women like you see in some books. So, women power.
Yeah.
One thing that's interesting about Throne of Glass is this was her first published, or at least started and published book. Now, this is interesting because I actually looked this up yesterday because my mom, she's read it in an interesting order. She did Throne of Glass series first. She and I did it last year. Then ACOTAR, and now Crescent City. And I was ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, Crescent City just started. But she asked me about when they were published, when she wrote them. And I was like, the crazy thing is, this one was first.
It was 2012, right?
Yes. So I looked it up when my mom and I were talking. And whoever creates this, God bless. There's Throne of Glass wiki, there's Crescent City wiki, and there's Akatar wiki. And this is from the Throne of Glass wiki. And it says when she was 16 years old, she began writing what would become her debut novel, Throne of Glass.
16.
After writing several chapters of the novel, she titled it at that time Queen of Glass. She posted them to fictionpress.com, where it was one of the most popular stories on the site. It was later removed from the site when she decided to publish it. But so the storyline of the series is based on Cinderella with the premise, what if Cinderella was not a servant but an assassin? And what if she didn't attend the ball to meet the prince but to kill him instead? So that's kind of like where her inspiration started. Yeah. So in 2008 is when she started sending the story to agents before finding someone in 2009. Bloomsbury purchased it in 2010, and then now we have it 15 different countries. This is 23 languages.
That is insane.
Yeah, it was really interesting to think about, because I also read a review that talked about the whole Cinderella thing, and I didn't realize that's where the inspo came from.
I wouldn't have made that connection at first.
Yes, and this review was years ago, and it was like just burned Throne of Glass to the ground, like hated it, interestingly enough. But it really focused on this Cinderella thing, and I feel like I would have never made that connection.
No.
I kind of liked not knowing. And things change as the series goes on. Like maybe that was her initial inspiration in the story blossom. But I thought that was very interesting because at 16, I'm sure my language arts teacher was just trashing my literary essay and
No, mine was giving me rave reviews, but it was nothing like this.
I'm just like, oh my God. And how complex this book and series is.
Again, it's authors like this who are able to create a whole almost like genealogy of characters and world. And I mean, hello, the map in the beginning, no one can see this, but like it's just sorry, but it's so detailed. And sometimes I found myself going back to the map and being like, wait, so they're here, and then so they're going to travel here, and it's just I just would love to see where she writes and like what she had up in front of her, because how do you keep track of all that and not make mistakes?
And I feel as though like Akatar has a lot going on, and like that she references back to, and it's crazy the connection she makes.
Yeah.
But this is a whole nother level to me.
Yes.
Like when you get to the whole series.
Yes.
And I will say I think it's like the last few books where your mind is just like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
But
the way everything connects.
Even like you said, the map, the one thing with her is her map is not useless. I don't know about you, but there are some fantasy series where I swear they just put things on a map to like fill up a map, and I'm like, huh? I can't process that. But like, anyway.
Yeah, and I know back when we did was it Onyx Storm, the last book so far in Fourth Wing, and we talked about how like all these characters were being thrown in, and we were just like, well, who is that? How do I?
Yeah.
There are a lot of characters in this series, but it's the way she introduces them and the impact. It's like nobody's thrown in there really for no reason, so that when they come back, you immediately remember and you go, or you're introduced to someone very quickly and you're hoping they come back. Whereas in the other books, I was like, wait, who is this again? I cannot say enough good things about this series.
The way she writes this, you don't have to go back and be like, wait, who was that?
No, you don't.
You remember them.
These characters, these interactions, they leave an impact on you as a reader.
It's wild. And you start predicting, like a character starts coming back and they don't like blatantly say who it is, and you're like, I know who that is.
Yeah.
But
love it.
And that's like I was on I'll stop after this, we can get into it. I was on TikTok like interacting, like commenting on people were like, help me pick my next fantasy book or whatever, and like people would have this in there, and I was just like,
do it.
I was literally like, if you're ready to set your expectations like to the highest level, go for it. If you're ready to have your heart ripped out in the best way possible, go for it. But like in my eyes at this point, nothing competes to this series in the current like
I would
realm.
agree, and that's why I think I'm lagging to get started on the last 3 books because I just feel like what else could possibly compare to this? And SarahJMaas has just put out that Instagram video of her like ACOTAR 6 or Arrow or 8, whatever it is, that she's done a draft, and everybody's so excited, and I'm excited too.
Yeah.
But I'd be more excited if there was more of this.
I know.
So high expectations and reviews here. So hopefully you guys have all read it and you love it just as much as we do, because I really don't think there's going to be much criticism from me anyway.
No, not from me. And honestly, on Goodreads, the 1-star reviews, because I did filter it to like the 1-star, and they were all like 5+ years ago. And it's another thing, I'm like, even though it was a while ago, I'm sorry, are you doing it to be like, I'm different?
Maybe, or
do you just like not enjoy
fantasy?
Like that's
or girls kicking ass.
Were you thinking it was going to be one thing and it wasn't, type of deal, like the Cinderella
it's possible
person?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like this and then it wasn't. I get that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, well, let's get started into, I guess, like, we'll just go bit by bit of what happened in the book. If you want to start us?
Yeah, so we are, I also looked up how to pronounce that and I can't remember. We are introduced to Celaena in the salt mines, and she is, which the salt mines, she's not coming out of.
It's like it's a prisoner camp.
Yeah, and like it appears as though most people just
die.
But she's been there for a good amount of time. People are kind of impressed because, like, how is she holding up? But anyway, she is approached by a guy named Chaol. He's the royal guard. I'm trying to think of how to describe Chaol's position.
He's like the prince's right-hand man.
Yeah.
He works for the king.
Yeah.
So he's like the leader of the king's army.
Yes, there we go.
Type thing.
And he comes over and requests to see her. She's like, what the? And so he presents this idea that the crown prince, who is Dorian, he wants her to compete in a competition that his father, the king, which, mind you, the king who has banned all magic, like, she doesn't think highly of him to start with. He's having this competition. He needs an assassin because obviously, like, all kings need an assassin. No, this guy's crazy. But anyway, and they say if you win this competition, you have to commit to, I think, 4 years of being his assassin, doing whatever he says, and then you have your freedom. And she is known as like the best assassin in
all of their.
And that's what I can't remember how to pronounce.
A darlin. That's how I've been pronouncing it. But also, can we get this straight? Do they live? Okay, is this?
Yes.
One kingdom? It can't be, because he doesn't rule everywhere, does he? I mean, that's what he wants.
So the continent is
the continent. That's what I wanted to say.
The continent is Erelia. If you guys haven't figured out, we don't listen to the audiobooks.
No.
Okay, Erelia.
We go with our heart.
And then it's divided up.
Okay.
And so they live in Darlin. And there's only, I think, one section that hasn't, like, forked over their power to the king. Yeah,
like his goal, he's just, let's just put it out there, he's the evil king.
Yes.
He's the evil king. He wants to take over the whole continent.
And there are other areas that, like, he doesn't necessarily care about because there's not as much going on there. But yeah, this is the northern continent. There is a southern continent. So this is like his control. So you have Terrasen, Darlin, Fenharrow. Oh, Jesus. Why did I embark on this?
I don't know.
I always looked at this one as like Melissa. It's like Melisande, and then...
Oh, I said Melisande or something.
Okay.
Who knows? Sorry, guys. Don't come at us.
The place where she's from.
I thought she was from Terrasen.
No, not her. The other chick that we haven't talked about yet.
Oh, Elway?
Elway? There we go.
Elway. That's how I pronounced it. Elway.
That's not the one that has.
Rifthold. That one's easy, you guys.
Yeah, see, it's...
Morath. That comes into play later. Parent. Okay, anyway. The point is, King is bad. They're offering Celaena this opportunity to join this competition. the prince has chosen her because she is
notorious.
She is a Darlin's assassin. That's what she is known for.
Yeah.
Now, not a lot of people know her actual identity as Celaena Sardothien. She's just known as a Darlin's assassin, but the prince knows who she is.
Yes, they've caught wind of her. They know her, so they've like reached out to her, which is interesting. She comes from like her background. The reason she's known is she was brought up by this man who taught her to be an assassin. So like he's taught all these assassins because like, I guess I didn't know a city needed that many assassins, but like he has all these assassins. She's one of them. Her like prized gem.
And it's important to note that at this point in the book, she is 19. Or is she 18?
Like 19.
She's 19 years old.
Yeah. So she agrees to it. And the interesting thing is she also agrees to it when she comes to the castle. She goes by to everyone else a different name. She kind of like is there for different reasons. They don't really Lillian, I think they go. She calls her Lillian.
I think so. I totally forgot already what the fake name was.
I think it's Lillian.
But the thing is, because they don't want the other people who are in this competition to realize what or who they're up against.
Yes.
So Chaol and then eventually Prince Dorian, they're basically telling her, pull your punches, don't win immediately. We know you can, but if you do, you're going to have all these eyes on you.
And like, she's just, I don't know, her physique is not like
she's tiny.
Yeah, intimidating by any means. So you have these huge men that are competing and then it's her, so they're already like, okay, you're gonna be easy. So that's why they go by this different name.
Exactly. And Celaena, as the reader knows, she has other things in mind besides being the king's assassin. Really, she just wants her freedom, but she makes mention of how the king killed her family. We don't know who her family is at this point, but she's got a big grudge against this guy. He has taken away magic. He's killed a lot of people, a lot of magic families and things like that. And so you get the sense that if it wasn't for him, perhaps she would never have been an assassin or put in a situation where she's constantly killing people.
Yeah.
So
Chaol starts training her, and I found it. Captain of the Guard is his title. Chaol starts training her. They grow this friendship. They respect each other. Dorian's always around. They're kind of like the Three Musketeers for a while.
Yeah.
And it gets kind of funny because they spend so much time together. This is where you think like, oh my God, this could turn into a romantasy. And then it's like, stop.
Yeah. And I think if you had started like I did with ACOTAR first, you're waiting for that to happen. And if like you are really in that place where you really, really want that spicy romance, this isn't for you. But I promise you, if you give it a chance, you're going to realize you don't even need it. You won't miss it.
So yeah, she's training. It's like her day-to-day life. There, as royals go, there's like people and they're like, oh, this person's visiting and this person, they just kind of like wander around. So you're introduced to these other people and you're introduced to someone who becomes quite important. And it's the one name I can't remember to pronounce. Do you want to take over with her?
Nehemia?
There you go.
Oh, I'm so sorry if I say that wrong. I think it's Nehemia. I remember looking it up a long time ago. Don't ask me to try to pronounce her last name. But I think just to back up a little bit, it's important to recognize and kind of reminds me a little bit of Nesta. We learn a lot about Celaena as being an avid book reader. She loves her books, some romances and things like that.
She loves the library.
She loves the library. It's like her sanctuary. But also I've heard criticism of Celaena, like people think that she is like she whines a lot or she cares about like dresses and this and that. And I'm like, guys, she's a 19-year-old, you know, like, so there are times where like, maybe she's made some mistakes or has been a little selfish.
She likes the nicer things.
She does like the nicer things, but I mean, lots of us do.
And she just came out of the salt mines.
Yeah, she was in prison for like a year or something like that.
Let her wear some nice dresses and some jewelry.
Most people die, and now she's living in a castle and she's given an allowance. Of course, she's going to buy nice dresses and enjoy her baths and stuff like that. So I don't understand that. So anyway, so she's not only is she a skilled assassin, but she's actually very intelligent, very smart. And so she comes across Princess Nehemia. And she is from a conquered kingdom, Elway. That's how I've been pronouncing it. And she's kind of there in a not so friendly manner. It's like the king is pretending to have some sort of political agreement with her father.
He wants like complete control over.
Yes, and so like her father has sent her there as like a liaison. Let's try to make some peace or whatever. At least that's like the cover story. But you get the sense that the king and his people are really trying to find a way to either harm her or imprison her or, you know, turn things around so that she's not going to get what she and her kingdom want.
And I think an interesting thing with her is her kingdom, they speak a different language.
Yes.
So she speaks the language, obviously, at our whatever there. And then she has her language. And that's just important because, of course, Miss Bag of Tricks, Celaena, she can also speak that language. So they quickly form a friendship.
Yeah, and so so Nehemia is kind of taken back that she speaks it so well, she understands it, and then she puts on this act of like, oh well, no, you know, I want you to take me around the castle. And of course, Chaol, he doesn't fully trust her yet because she is an assassin, and he's not really too keen on this. But because she's a princess, she has more say, and so yes, they develop this friendship. They go to the library together. They share books. They form like an actual friendship. But as the friendship goes on, you start learning that Nehemia has some secrets of her own, and I think she senses that so does Celaena. And so they never fully talk about it out in the open at first, but they slowly, like, I think they have these moments where they're just kind of looking at each other like, okay, I got you, and you got me, and I got you. And I loved it immediately. I loved that there was like this female friendship instead of more mistrust between women and things like that. So as the competition keeps going, I forget how many.
Yeah, there's different trials.
Yeah, it was reminding me a little bit of like the Goblet of Fire, you know, like they have all these different tasks they have to do.
I don't remember how many there were.
I don't remember either, but they're all pretty brutal. And but in between these trials, if you will, some of these champions begin dying like a super gruesome death. And it's mysterious because they're like, who's doing this? Why? What's the point? People think, okay, maybe it's in one of the other champions trying to whittle out, you know, their competition. But Celaena uncovers that there are these special symbols around wherever any of these champions have been found. And I'm like, their bodies are like gutted.
Yeah, it's like really gruesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I don't think the other competitors know the extent of the murder.
No, it's just like they disappeared. Yeah, because she came upon a couple of the bodies.
And then what's interesting, when she finds these magic symbols that she will later figure out that are by their bodies, at the same time, she also happens to figure out, oh, they put me in a bedroom that has this door behind this tapestry, right?
Yeah, like she saw the tapestry like move a little bit, like as if there was some wind behind it, and so she moves the tapestry and she recognizes that there is like a secret door there.
Yeah, so she learns, first off, I can straight up get out of this castle from here. She's like, I'll just put that in my back pocket. I'm gonna wait on that. And then she comes across a ghost.
Yes.
Queen Elena. That's how I pronounce it. I mean, it is a basic name, but I know I probably said it wrong. Just
Elena? No, I said Elena.
And she and her husband were the first rulers. Like they are the OGs. And she comes across this ghost, and
Was she Fae? Queen Elena?
I think so. I believe so. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Queen Elena really pissed me off.
She talks in riddles.
She's like, you know who she's like? I thought about this yesterday because it was on TV. Reminds me of Dumbledore. Because she wants to give guidance to help them to do this stuff.
But it's like, but you gotta figure it out yourself.
Yes. And it is like Dumbledore.
Yes. Only in this book, Celaena, unlike Harry, is like, the fuck?
Yeah, she's
just
pissed.
and she's like, just tell me what I need to do. She's like, but you will find it when the sun falls down. Or some, you know, some silly thing like that. And Celaena is pissed about it. And sometimes like straight up refuses, like, no, I'm not helping you. Why should I?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, you need to. So she's in this like secret passage area or whatever. You know, there's a door, and this cracked me up. She meets a doorknob.
Yes. And
And its
immediately,
connections to like Alice in Wonderland, and then isn't it like it gave me a little Beauty and the
yes,
Beast?
it made
Like
me, so like, yes, I was thinking of the
his name's
doorbell.
Mort.
It's Mort. I was thinking of, it looks like the Alice in Wonderland
Yes.
doorknob,
Yep.
but he gave me Lumiere vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, I know Lumiere was the candlestick in Beauty and
Yes,
the
he
Beast,
did.
but like that arrogance that he
Oh
had, and
yeah.
I imagine that he had like an accent like that.
And here's my thing, Mort. You are so arrogant, and you're a doorknob. No, people haven't spoken to you in years.
Yeah, he was rude to her.
Yeah,
He was straight up rude.
You think you haven't spoken to someone in a while? You'd be so happy, and he was like, "Oh hell no, you're not getting in here."
I'm not telling you. Why would I tell you? You're not worthy. You have to figure it out on your own.
I
And she was just
couldn't.
like, I loved though that Celaena, like I said, unlike Harry, she fought back and was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you want me to figure things out for you and help you,
Yeah.
tell me what to do.
So
But Elena does give her this necklace. And I forget what they called it.
Something beneficial.
Yeah. And it was basically like, if it glows, you're in like danger or whatever, but it's going to protect you. It's like the heart of Elena or something like that.
So, quick recap: we've got competitors dying of like these gruesome, terrible things. They've got funny marks around them, so they're like, "What in the world is happening?" Finds this passage. You got Queen Elena saying, "You need to do this." You got Mort telling her off, sassy pants, and so she's trying to figure out like, what is happening? How is this? Especially because I'm in the castle where magic is banned. Like, this is the king that got rid of it, and I got some funny things happening. And this is where it's like, okay, there's like some dark magic at play here. And so she and Nehemia have to like piece it all together. That's how it comes together.
So at one point, Celaena learns that one of the competitors named Cain, who I imagine is like this big brute kind of dude. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like Guardians of the Galaxy, but I imagine like that guy who plays Drax, like this just big muscly dude. He is using those symbols, which we learn are called Wyrdmarks, to summon a monster
Ridderak?
Something like that, yeah, and gains like the supernatural strength. So look, no matter who he is against, he will always win.
Yes, and it's like, I think it's like he gains the power of who he kills.
Yes, it's like, yeah, it's like sucking their energy, right? And at one point, Celaena sees Nehemia reading something that has these word marks in it, and for a moment she starts to think, oh, is she the one putting these marks down? Because she, at one point, Celaena finds them under her bed.
Yes.
And she feels like she's been marked for something bad. But what turns out is,
they're not all bad.
They're not all bad. So she has this encounter with the Ridderak, right? In the dungeons, you know, in like the passageways, because she actually found a way out of the castle. So like at any point she could have just dipped, but she keeps it in her back pocket, and she's like, I'm still going to go with this competition, and if I need to escape, I know what to do. But she comes across this being and Cain, and they have this like knock him out, drag him out fight, and the Ridderak, I can't remember if it like just slices her or it bites her.
It injures her.
It injures her in a way that like, I can't remember if it was her arm or hand, is like poisoning her. And Nehemia finds her in her room, and Nehemia saves her. And what you learn is that Nehemia had put those word marks under her bed, and they were like a counter spell, like a security type spell.
So that can attack.
And so that's when Nehemia doesn't tell Celaena everything, but you basically learn that she's not there to play nice. She has an ulterior motive, and she thinks that the king is up to something evil, and she's noticed these word marks, and she teaches Celaena what these word marks are, and she teaches her some of them and how to use them, and saying like, you know, this is ancient magic, and it doesn't make sense that it's here in this castle when he has banned magic. And so what is he up to? What is going on? You've got to get to the bottom of it. And then you find out that Nehemia also knew about this secret passage, and she's been working with this ghost queen, Elena. And so Celaena is grateful, but she's also a little mad about all the things that are being kept from her. And again, it's just like, just tell me what it is. Like, what are we doing, and what is it that I'm supposed to do?
And the secrets that Celaena are keeping aren't as important in that moment than the ones that Nehemia is keeping.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that, like, you may be like, oh, well, Celaena's keeping secrets too, but it's like, it's not dire information for what's occurring to them right then and there.
Yeah.
Whereas Nehemia, it's like, okay, you knew what these things are. You wrote these something, like, why did you make me think you were terrible? Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, again, you have to remember Celaena is 19 years old. She spent, can't remember how long it was, but I feel like it was like a year in this prison camp where most people die the first month or so.
Yeah.
She grew up as an assassin since she was like, what was it, 4 or 5 years old or 8 years old? I can't remember, but a little kid.
Yeah.
So she's had a really difficult life of murder and crime. And it's not like this person treated her like she was a princess. So she is feeling a little like, everywhere she goes, it's you have to do this for this cause for me. And I think she's feeling like she wants to be a little selfish at this point. Like, what's in it for me? And I think that's where some people feel like, oh, Celaena is just this stubborn little spoiled brat. I'm like, no, she is not. She's been through a lot.
She was there for a year.
Okay, a year. So at this point, we start to realize that Nehemia has not just knowledge, but she may also have some powers herself. And it's probably through these things called Wyrdmarks or whatever. So things are gaining speed at this point, and the competition is coming to a close, and there's like a final showdown, and surprise, surprise, it's between Celaena and Chaol, because he's the last one. And you get this sense that you're not sure yet at this point, but does the king know how Chaol is gaining his power? Because each champion has to be sponsored by someone.
Yes, he's sponsored by,
like, the king's right hand man.
Like the Duke Parrington, isn't
Parrington, yes. Yeah. Oh, he's such an evil SOB, this one. So he's sponsored by Parrington. So as a reader, and even Celaena, you're not sure if it's Parrington has to know, but does the king know? Are they in on it together? We're not really sure. All the while, in the background, at first, Dorian.
It's just thinking about that.
We totally forgot about
all this other stuff going on, and then it's like, oh wait.
And then in the background, Dorian's getting a little close to Celaena. Yeah. He's got a mad crush on her. Yeah. He's falling for her hard. And they have like a little bit of a tryst. I think it's just like kisses here and there. I mean, they sleep in the same bed, but I don't think they're sleeping together. No.
But then she's training with Chaol every day.
Yes, and at first it's like this love-hate relationship where he's just always pushing her, but she never backs down, and she talks back kind of nasty to him, whatever. But then they have like this mutual respect for each other. And Celaena doesn't come off as the type of person who would be wooed by a charming prince, you know, more of like a rugged guy. And so you find yourself kind of rooting for this Chaol guy in the beginning. Yeah. And then they end up getting together.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a weird love triangle, but it's not like, it's not deep, if that makes sense. It's just like,
and it's also like as butthurt as Dorian becomes once he realizes what's happening between the two of them, they also are like, there's so much more going on around us right now that we really can't be bothered and deal with this in full. So it doesn't take away from the story. It's just kind of like in between. I mean, it does have a bigger impact later on in other stories, but for now, just know that that's going on in the background.
So we get to this final showdown, we can call it that.
Yeah.
And it comes down to her and Chaol, and they have them drink like a wine or something before they show down. And Celaena quickly realizes like she was drugged. Yeah. And they clearly, someone has realized like she is capable of way more than she looks. So she's been drugged, and she's like sluggish, and she's like, oh my god, and like she's about to get her ass beat real fast. And then this is where things kind of got weird for me, because it was one of those moments where so much happens, and like I'm not good at picturing things, so I'm like, what is happening here? Because it's like, here's how it played out in my head.
Love this. Let's go.
Here's my version. She gets drugged. She gets all woozy. She's about to black out. All of a sudden, she's having this like dream in my head. And Queen Elena is there, and she's like giving her power. She's like, you can do it. And she's like, yeah, I can. And all of a sudden she's awake, and then I don't even know. She has power, and then she defeats Chaol, and then Nehemia is there, and then she almost dies still, and then Chaol is killed by Chaol. And I was just like, what just happened?
Whoa, girl.
That's my version.
Okay, you had me. I was with you.
Until she woke up.
To the dream. Yeah, until she woke up.
I don't get it.
So at that point, Nehemia she wrote some Wyrdmarks or something on Celaena, and she was doing some sort of magic or whatever.
She's kind of like when Hermione.
She's like opening up.
When Hermione's on the side during Quidditch, and she's like,
yes, that's what Nehemia is like. It's really funny that you referenced that because
I just watched so many movies.
As you were saying how like Queen Elena there is like a ghost, I was thinking of Cedric. Take my body back, you know. That's what I was thinking of, and Harry's parents standing there like, you can do this, son. Yes, it's kind of like that, but it's like Elena or the necklace. I can't remember exactly now. I probably should have brushed up on this.
I tried.
She opens up like another, or she takes down some sort of rift in the universe or whatever. So Celaena at this point sees the rhetoric or the thing that is fueling Cain. Like she can see the other level.
Yeah.
And it's not it's a dangerous place that she's in right now, but she's kind of like in between worlds. And she's seeing that, and so she's able to see Cain for what he really is and what he is a part of. But then like these strange marks appear on Elena's, what was it, her forehead?
I think so, yeah.
Or Celaena's forehead, sorry. And some people catch it, Nehemia for sure, and other people don't. But it's like this strange thing that's happened to her, and they're like, how is this happening? But that comes back later, and she is like filled with some sort of power or whatever, and this necklace helps her, and she's able to just barely make it out of this. Like Cain is killing her.
Yeah. But she like defeats him, but then he's literally, this is a weird thing because I thought like she like defeats him, but then he is straight up about to kill her still.
Yes, because he's pissed. He lost. Okay. He lost and he's pissed. So she's able to defeat him by she did something to like the being that was powering him. And she was only able to do that because of Nehemia and the Queen Elena. And from my understanding, she barely defeats him. I mean, she is like broken. Her body is completely broken. Dorian is standing there and he's thinking, should I stop it? But then if I stop it, maybe it invalidates this. And then she gets sent back. Like they're so confused of like what the king is going to do if someone helps her. And so she just barely defeats him, but Cain is pissed. So he goes to make a move to kill her. And that's when Chaol steps in and he kills Cain. And so the king does not seem to be very happy about this. Yeah. But he then sends Parrington to like the tombs or whatever as like punishment for what he was bringing into the castle. And then Celaena wins the competition.
She signs her contract.
She signs her contract to this guy and swears herself to him. And basically he's like, all right, I've got a mission for you. You're going to kill this person and this person. And she's just like, you know, and yeah.
So yeah, you kind of end with like, there's clearly dark magic, but then who is behind it? Because the king punishes Duke Parrington. So you're kind of like.
And we forgot to mention a very important character.
Catelyn?
Kaltain,
whatever her name is.
We forgot to mention her. She is sprinkled throughout this book.
She's like wandering the castle like,
at first, you can't stand this chick, right? Because she has her eyes on Prince Dorian. He is, 19 also? Whatever. And of course, like he's coming of age, so he must have a wife soon. So she's got it in her mind that like, I need to nail down this guy. I'm
pretty sure
his mom is trying to get him to get married too. And he's like, I'm 19 and I have no interest in that right now. So she's like spying. She wants him. But then she sees Celaena and she sees how Dorian acts with her. And so she's pretty jealous of that. But then sprinkled in throughout the story, this girl, Kaltain, she's always having like these headaches. She hears like wings, like the flutter of wings. And you're thinking, this girl is going crazy. But then you're told that she's taking like opium.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, she's a drug addict because of her headaches. And then it's Parrington, right? Parrington, she's there as like his guest, and he has nefarious plans for her. Like it seems like he wants her for him.
Yeah.
And at some point, she gets dragged into the whole thing. She's the one who gives Celaena the poisoned wine. And then she gets thrown in the tombs with Parrington as well.
Duke Parrington has her as like his little puppet.
Yes. But towards the end of this, you get the sense that something is not right with her in terms of it's not just drugs. Like, you start to get the sense that somebody's doing something to her. Like, she's going crazy. She's hearing weird things. Now you know as a reader that there's dark magic in this castle. So what's happening to this girl?
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because she becomes important in the next stories.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if this is when, but it's so minor and it's going to come up and I'm probably going to forget later on anyway. But at one point, Celaena like offers her a coat. And that's like an important key. And it's like she's in the dungeons, like unwell.
I thought that was in the next book.
Maybe it is.
I think it's in the second book.
I didn't spoil anything. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
She's in the dungeons.
But that does come back, yeah. But yeah, that's in the next book when she goes to visit her for some reason.
Yeah.
So, and that's where we're at. Obviously, Dorian and Celaena are not a thing. Mm-hmm. Celaena and Chaol are. Kinda. Mm-hmm. They're getting there.
Yeah.
But now it's Celaena has to be this assassin for a king that she doesn't quite trust. She still doesn't know what the queen Elena wanted from her because she goes back into the dungeon and she's like, "We're not done yet. You still have to play your part, and you'll figure it out." And again, it is very much like Dumbledore of like not telling her what she needs to know. And that's where we're at. So immediately, I feel like, it wraps a few things up, but it leaves you on a ledge, and you need to know, okay, well, what's the next part of her story now?
Which literally every single book in this series will leave you on some sort of like, I have to pick the next one up.
Yeah. And now there is a prequel that I didn't read until after, I think I read it like as the third. Yes. So I read the first two, then I read the prequel.
There's debates on. This series is very interesting. There's debates on how to read this series with two factors. One being the prequel Assassin's Blade, and the second being, do you do the tandem read or not? So I went with the same thing, the prequel before Heir of Fire, and then I did the tandem read.
And that's what I'm setting up to do now, the tandem read.
Yes, and I have heard people who do the prequel first and then. And I just can't see that making a lot of sense. I don't know.
I could see it working for some people. They want it in a timeline order, but I just feel like, for me, I read, and we'll talk about this when we do that book, but reading the prequel as number 3, it gave it so much more emotion and power, having known what's coming for her after and like what she still has to endure. So I think if I had read the prequel first, it's a good book, but I don't think I would have felt so invested in her and her story.
Because you're not.
It makes it more powerful, I think.
Yeah, and I agree. I think you have to know her first. You have to see her go through this to then go back in her life.
Yeah, and then you understand her even more and you care about her so much more.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing so many things online right now, especially about like the new ACOTAR. I'm like, hello, it was just the draft that's been written. We have no idea how long that's going to take. People like, you have to read Crescent City first. And I saw one person was like, do what you want. Like read this however you want. But I strongly recommend that you do read it because this is chef's kiss.
Yeah. So it's going to be, I don't know about you, but I was reading like the theories and stuff. It's going to be very hard to discuss.
I know, without saying what you already know.
We already know things.
So we
can discuss them and then like you can leave that into your interpretation of like, you can have that little debate. The listeners can have that little debate in their head what they think. And we'll just like.
Okay.
So the first one is Celaena's heritage. Many people believe she's more than just a skilled assassin because we don't know a lot. We don't get a lot of information.
Yeah, when I was reading this, I had the sense that she's somebody special for a couple of reasons. One, like how many people, when they're trained, become the absolute best. So there has to be something in you that makes you the best, right? but also she's very secretive
Mhm.
about her family. She doesn't like to talk about it. And then there were a few points where I can't remember who it was. I think it might have even been Cain. In that moment where she was like, that barrier was down, I think he was like, I know who you are, or I
Yeah.
see who you are now, or whatever. And I was just like, oh, what is she? And she was not happy about that. So there are things that she's really trying to hide. So you don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but there's definitely more to her.
And you're also like, how in the world did you get to the point where you were trained by a man to become an assassin? Like, there's more to like her
that's a wild.
story.
It has to be a wild story.
Yeah. That's all we can say.
Yeah, that's all we can say for now. Magic returning. The strange deaths, the Wyrdmarks hinted that there's something perhaps brewing in the air. So,
and it doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't. It feels like something is keying up to become a big issue. So the king has banished magic, and it's still, you don't even understand how that was possible to banish magic. And in my mind, I was thinking you probably have to use magic to banish magic. Like, how do you take away magic from the world?
You can't just like kill everyone that has a hint of
exactly.
it.
I mean, but what he did, anybody who has some sort of magic blood, especially, like, we didn't talk about it, but anybody who is, so there are fae in this story, and they were hunted down and killed, and so any fae who could transform or hide the best that they could to look human, they did so. Otherwise, they'd be hunted and killed. So you have a sense that obviously, like, this story was just her being like the king's assassin or whatever, but it's going to lead up to a much bigger thing.
It's theorized that Dorian might have magical abilities, which is interesting, living in his dad's castle and being that close to the man who got rid of it.
Yeah. So what kind of,
I was saying that's that.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. So there are just theories about that. And if so, there's going to be some serious consequences if his father is afraid of and hates magic. And then there's Queen Elena and her motives. Is she truly helping Celaena, or is she manipulating her for her own end? So, like, is she nefarious too? Does she come from a line that's no bueno? Or is she just a Dumbledore?
Yeah. And she is like the first queen, but I feel like I don't remember getting a lot of like truly understanding a lot about who she was as a ruler. Like, I don't.
Yeah, was she beloved? Yeah. Was she fair? We don't know that at this point. So there's like a lot of questions in the air. And then, so this has a little spoiler in there, so let's not say that. But the Nehemia. Remember, you just talked about like Celaena's heritage and like there's more to her. There are theories that from the get-go, Nehemia already knew who she was or figured it out.
Which you learn Nehemia is very smart and she knows a lot of things. So it's like, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, she's kind of like a little spy in that castle.
Oh, yeah.
So it's possible. Other people are wondering, is she, just like Queen Elena, is she using Celaena strategically for her own purposes?
Yeah, and you gotta think Queen Elena knows Celaena's identity, so she's going to use her. So that kind of connects with like, does Nehemia know, and is she using her certain?
Yeah, are they working together to push Celaena towards something? Yeah, is she manipulating her? Things like that. So you read this book, and all the people that you've met so far, you're not quite sure who to trust. You're on Celaena's side, but you're wondering about everybody around her. Again, she is an assassin, and she's from that kind of world, so who can she trust? And she seems to have that kind of that eye on everybody too. Although I think the only person that she may have her guard down completely is Nehemia.
Yeah,
she feels some sort of connection with her. So you hope as a reader that that is genuine. And then if you want to compare it to any other books,
so
my goodness, I don't think I could.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you can get pieces of it that you can compare, like the Hunger Games, the like competition to the death, and then you live this great life to an extent, whatever, your freedom, blah blah blah. I can see that. I don't know. It's just it really is super hard. Two of these, I don't know.
I think it really I think this book just stands in a category on its own. Yes, a lot of these fantasy stories deal with similar themes or character types.
I feel like it's very surface level what you can compare. Yeah.
But in terms of who these people are, what she's going through, what the world is about to go through, I really
Yeah.
can't compare it to another
No.
story. We can compare like character behaviors and stuff, but
Mhm.
that's about it. So I think that's actually a sign of a really great book when you really can't compare it to anything and you enjoy it so much. It's just
Yeah.
like it's a category all by
yeah.
itself. This is like a masterpiece. It feels like.
I'm curious what you think about this one. If you preferred Chaol or Dorian
Okay.
in this book.
I'm going to tell you right now, this will change, but in this book, I preferred Chaol.
Same.
Because Dorian came off as this little bit of like a spoiled prince to
Yeah.
me. But I will say, spoiler, as it goes on, he really comes into his own. There's nothing that he needs to redeem himself for, but he's just growing up. He's a 19 spoiled prince.
None of them are like Tamlin.
No, you don't have. Well,
Okay, I will debate that one.
okay, we'll get to that later. None of them are Tamlin level, but I feel like
they change. They both change some sort of way.
I feel like in this book, as opposed to Akatar, like Tamlin didn't really have excuses for his behaviors or feelings. A character in this one, I think you can see why that person made the decisions that they did. So I preferred Chaol, and I was really rooting. It almost felt like a blue collar guy. Like I wanted the blue collar guy to get the girl.
And he's just like, for me, like Dorian, he's like you said, he's the prince, all this stuff, and it's
he's
like
got those. I think that he had blue eyes, right?
Like Chaol is just like, I picture him like rugged and like I was like, okay.
Like he's the one that I want on my side, that he's going to protect me. And in the end, Dorian didn't do anything in that final competition. It was Chaol who was like, I'm not going to stand by anymore, no matter what the king does to me. So yes, I preferred Chaol, and I was happy that so did Celaena. Did you think that she was vain, that her love of luxury, did you?
That didn't bother me.
Didn't bother me either. No. I had a friend message me before I started this book, and she was like, for some reason, some people really can't stand her. They think she's this, they think she's that. And it didn't bother me. A girl needs her things sometimes.
And especially like, okay, she grew up as an assassin. You have no idea what that life was like, what she, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, she just spent a year in these salt mines. Like, God forbid a girl wants a bath.
Yeah. And a nice bath with some bath salts.
This is like that TikTok trend where it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, God forbid a girl just wants.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Like,
we should make TikToks like that about her. God forbid a girl. Yeah, God forbid a girl wants
I don't know. I was fine with it. And
me too.
Here's my thing. You're an assassin. You don't know when you're like, and she's in this competition. She could die at any moment.
Yeah. So enjoy your life.
Live your life.
And I was like, why would she save money when, again, she could die tomorrow? I'm just going to spend it and enjoy it and be happy with it. So no, it didn't bother me at all. Again, I was just thinking the fact that she's 19, the life that she has, girl, go off.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea of her true identity yet in this book? I didn't either. I just knew that she was something.
Not in this one.
Yeah. I was suspecting that maybe she has powers, but because things are banned, like she doesn't have access to them. Yeah. I was wondering about that, but other than that, I had no idea who the heck she might be.
This one.
And then who do you think is the most dangerous character so far in this one little book?
If I had to guess, like go back in time and think who I was thinking, like I was like, okay, in the long game, like Duke Parrington, like he's bad, like something's gonna happen there, blah blah blah. But like just I didn't know much about the king yet, and you were just kind of like his past, like I'm gonna ban magic, I'm gonna kill these people. You were kind of like I was tiptoeing in those chapters with the king. I was like, so I don't know. What do you think?
I thought the king was the big bad.
Yeah.
The fact that he had all those people killed, and I was like, what is it? Like, I was making me wonder, like, what's his backstory that he hates all these fae and magic people? What did they do to him?
Yeah, I was afraid of him, but I wasn't, like, you didn't have, like, super solid evidence other than just, like, what he did before.
That's true. That's true. And I guess we can skip that about Nehemia. Yeah. We talked about her a lot.
So obviously we're obsessed with this.
Yeah, obviously obsessed. Like, yeah, I just wish I was as badass as Celaena. It pushes me when I'm working out. I gotta tell you, like I would not survive any of these trials of hers.
I'm doing pelvic floor exercises right now, so I'm not feeling like her. I'm literally breathing for 2 minutes. So that's where I am.
I got a walking pad.
Gosh.
Celaena didn't like running.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
She did it, but she didn't like it.
No, she hated it.
She hated it, so oh well. Final thoughts. Freaking I love this story. It has overtaken me.
I can't wait to reread it. Like, I've heard people talk about the reread. Once you've gone through this, the nuggets you start pick catching. Up. Oh my God, I can't imagine.
Yeah. I can't get enough of it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And I loved the first one, but I think it's as you go on and you get so wrapped into what everything is happening, you love it even more. So I don't even want to explain why I love it so much now, because I think that it gives away what's going to happen. But I think after reading so many smutty fantasies, I was thinking that I was really going to miss that. And you just don't need it. You don't, when it's a good story, you don't need it. You just don't need it. So,
and that's what I said. It's a true fantasy series. It's not romantasy, but this is what did I write? I said it itched the part of my brain that fell in love with Harry Potter and those other true fantasies, and I didn't know that part of my brain had been neglected because I was loving romantasy so much. Yeah. But this was just like, it's just so well written, so complex of a world, but in the best way. Like, you understand it. That it was so satisfying without needing romantasy. Like, I feel like some romantasy books, the plot's good,
but you're really just getting to
you're like, okay, where's the next, like, when do the enemies become love? Like,
when are they stranded at the one bed in the inn? Exactly. So I wrote that this fantasy is hardcore with action, intrigue, and heart, that you don't miss the romance. It's just not needed. Celaena is a complex, badass, layered, and flawed woman who has the world on her shoulders. So she's not perfect. She's not the perfect character, but you root for her. I don't think there's any point where you really, in my opinion, don't root for her. You want things to work out for this girl, and they don't often. And so I love that too. So as much as in fantasy, sometimes you like it when all your people are saved, or this works out and that works out. When you get to a series where things are not working out and people don't get saved, it seems more realistic, even though you're reading a fantasy. So it just, I don't know. It like you said, it itches that Harry Potter need, where you just like, there's mystery, there's intrigue, there's puzzles to solve, there's characters you love, people popping in and out, and you're so excited that they pop back in. So can't say enough. I gave it a 5 out of 5.
I did too.
On Goodreads, it's got a 4.18.
I was hurt by that, but that's okay.
I thought it would be more like 4.7.
I did too, and I get like, when we get to the end, we'll talk about like what book was your favorite in the whole series. I don't think, what I've seen on social media and whatnot, like, no one's gonna read the whole series and say that this is their favorite book out of the series, I think.
And I think that's fair, because this is just an introduction.
Yeah. So here's my thing. I rate them immediately after I read them, and normally I'm either like on a high or like, glad that was done.
Yeah.
So like, I am very emotional when I rate them, and I wonder if people rate them and then when they complete the series they go back and like edit. Like, I'm just very curious on how that works, because I was telling you before we started, is I was looking at all of the first books. So I looked at ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and then
Crescent City,
whatever the first book of Crescent City is called. I don't freaking remember. House of Birth and Blood, something. I don't know.
Don't come at us.
I thought it was so interesting. Granted, I'm like 10 pages into Crescent City, but I thought it was so interesting. Her first book, the highest rated, was first book of Crescent City. It was like 4.45 or something. I was like shocked.
I have a theory. I wonder if that's, for most people on the SarahJMaas journey, if that's the last series they get to.
I think so.
They may just love her. And love what we're reading, right? So like, if I'm on a high of Throne of Glass and I get through Crescent's the first book and I like it, I'm probably gonna rate it high, just because it follows my love. I don't know. That's my theory.
ACOTAR was 4.16. So ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, super
close.
And when I say that, I'm talking about the first book, super close in rating, whereas I want to say it's half.
Also, do you guys notice that Goodreads changed its little G? And I don't.
Okay,
I don't like it.
I've seen so many TikToks. First off, people use other apps. That are like more aesthetically pleasing. I'm fine with Goodreads. I like my life. I've established my reading life on Goodreads. I can't.
I know.
Switch.
I don't want to have to go through all of that again.
But I've seen people like they talk about all these other apps and how these features are better than Goodreads, and like people joking about like Goodreads, all they did was change their icon.
And I don't like it. Do you like the new G?
Not really.
I don't like it.
It reminds me of the Pixar lamp.
I see that.
So let's recap. ACOTAR book 1, 4.16 was the lowest. Throne of Glass book 1, 4.18.
Oh, I have 4.19.
Oh, maybe it is 4.19. I might have just made up the 8. House of Earth and Blood, Crisis City book 1, 4.54.
Wow.
I thought that was interesting. But I think you are right. I think it is the natural, and like I feel like genuinely, I feel like it's ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, Crisis City. I feel like when you hit the SarahJMaas world, that's how you go. That's how I went. Like I said, my mom went Throne of Glass, ACOTAR, Crisis City, but still like.
Well, we'll have to see. It's going to take me a while to get there, because this is my last week of freedom, and then next week I'm back at teaching.
That's wild. I looked up you guys.
Yeah.
Well, it was going to take me 5 years to get through pregnancy because that thing's like 4 inches thick, and I can't breastfeed and hold it at the same time. I've tried.
Good luck. So, but we mapped it out, or I did. I went on my calendar, and it's funny because we can get this out. So we like recording a week ahead. And so like, even though our last episode, we're like, this is our last one for a long time. Actually, we're going to come back like, on the same exact schedule that we have been.
Which is crazy.
So we totally lied.
But for us, it's been what?
2 months? A month and a half. Like a month and a half. And we thought it was going to be longer. And so it's funny, like this will come out next Monday. And it'll literally follow the same schedule that we have been going. So we did lie last time, but we didn't know in the past. So, but I think when I was doing the calendar, I think I texted you that if we go through all the books and we keep the schedule that we have, I think that takes us to like October, November. So you got plenty of time to read Crescent City.